got to start off with an apology. Unfortunately, the new camera that I've got, I'm still trying to get a grip of it, and the footage that I did of me putting these together was shite. Pixelated, no, I've got to fiddle around with it and get a grip of it. However, this is what I've done. Now, these, obviously you can see, that is the kit part, and these are the metal barrels. These are from Air Master series, and I've got the Hispano ones, which are here, ready to be made up. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. But with this one, all you need to do is basically take the end of the kit barrel off completely, right down to the end of the actual kit part itself there. Then using two reamers, a sort of like a thinner one and then onto a thicker one. Basically you want to go straight into as far in the middle as possible, all the way in until it goes through the actual aperture there for the actual feed chute. Okay, don't worry if you do, that's what you need to do, and the actual feed chutes themselves, or the feeds, actually will hide it once it's actually in. Once it's in, you can put all the stuff together, which will include obviously the barrel itself, the cooling jackets, the gun ends, or the flash suppressors, which they weren't really, and also the other side, or the end of the gun, which basically attaches the barrel to the actual main gun itself. Put all these together as per the instructions, bit of super glue on the attachment point, and with the gun barrel, or the gun barrel ends meet the actual cooling jacket, and that's it. The only thing else you've got to do is make sure that these are not on the piss, because one thing you don't want to do is have three all perfect and one that's not looking the right way. Okay, yeah, you don't want it on the piss. So that's where I'm at the moment, and for the time being, all I'm going to do is just bring in all these other bits for the actual front gun bay. I'll do these, put them together, paint them and all the rest of it, along with the actual main Hispano gun carriage assembly, as it were. Okie dokie. Right, that's it. Oh, the cops are after me, so I better sign off. Hello. Right, the following footage was recorded in front of a live audience. Yeah, okay. Right, basically the incoming video that you're going to be watching is only going to be me showing you all the components that you'll hopefully need to actually put the actual front gun bay together. I won't be putting it together because it is going to be an accident waiting to happen. So on that, please like the video, and if you can, subscribe to the channel and click on the old bell button to get future videos directly on your screens. Right, now basically I have primed all of the bits and pieces which I need. That being there is the flooring for the gun bay, and right now I am painting it with Tamiya's XF71, which is the cockpit green. Now you can spend as much or a little time on this area as possible. It can be completely enclosed with the top part of the fuselage. It's entirely up to you. Mine is going to be off because I want to try and paint it and detail it as much as I can, because it can be quite a focal point. With the canopy on, it's sort of like, you know, you're not going to see everything in the cockpit, as it were. So I want to try and make this the focal point. So anyway, that's my insane logic anyway. So all it is a question of is getting the bits and painting the ones for interior cockpit green. Interior cockpit green. So with the gun barrels all ready and primed, I decided to paint them a bit unusual, as it were. I actually tried MIG Ammo's rubber and tyres. Why? I don't know, I just did. Yeah, it's alright. However, I went back and just painted them with, is it XF85, which is the rubber black, which in all intents and purposes is a lot better. The rubber and tyre black was just too light, as in too grey, as it were. Anyway, paint went down on both sides, MIG and the Tamiya one, really well. And yeah, they buffed up pretty well, and I did my usual dry brushing using a very light grey, which was XF80, which is the Royal Light Grey. And speaking of dry brushing, yes, here we go. Just get an old knacker brush. I just use whatever I can get my hands on, and I've just basically filled it up with the XF80, which is the Royal Light Grey, taking pretty much all of it off, and then lightly go over the parts which you want to be dry brushed. So my aim here was to show a bit of wear, not too much, because, well, it's hard to actually get any period pictures of said area. You can get them from restoration pictures, but not period. Yeah, I just couldn't find them. But anyway, a bit of artistic license, so it is a bit of a dry brushing, and later on we'll be going in with some dark wash from MIG Ammo. On the flooring on the actual gun bay is detailed at the back, so you've got the sort of like the connecting wires, or I would imagine there will be electronic gun trigger mechanisms. Yeah, but yeah, that's there. So yeah, you can dry brush them if you want and detail them if you wish, but once everything's in, and you're not going to see much. So it was just a quick dry brush, and then I can get round to it. It will be like the wash, which I'm showing you now. Look, dark wash from MIG Ammo. So how do I do this job then? Well, I shall let you know. So basically all you do is load up your brush, and basically it is a case of tap and flow all over the areas which you want to be covered. So yeah, it's as easy as that. You can put as much or a little on as you want, but I would put a little bit on first and then gradually put more on if you so wish. And then all it is a question of, once you've done what you want, put it down, pick up your next bit and crack on. So take the wash off then, all you do is get a brush or a clean-ish brush, soak it in the thinners of your choice, mine being Tamiya's enamel thinners, and basically taking off what you want. Yeah, it's as easy as that. Now, when I said I didn't have any period pictures of this said area, that is true. So it is a question of using your own artistic license You can do what you wish, and yeah, if you're happy with it, leave it alone. Like I did. It's mucky, not too mucky, because all I wanted to do was to simulate, the ground crew, getting in there, taking the lids off, replacing the ammunition. It'll be scuffed, bit of dirt, outside dirt, and with the guns firing as well, you're bound to have some like cordite and goodness knows what else coming from the actual machine guns themselves, which will in fact dirty some of it. So that's my logic, and I'm sticking to it. So there you go. That's all you got to do. So it's sticky time. Right, now on the instructions, they do give you a sort of clear definition of where the guns and everything else will go. Just make sure that you're looking at it and you're understanding it, because not only do you have the guns going in, you also have the feed trays going in as well. So just make sure you put the right ones in the right holes, if you know what I mean. Well, that's a life hack anyway. But yeah, all I did was put some super glue into the aperture, pop the actual gun part in, and then just basically waited for it to catch. Put some super glue underneath, just to make sure that it does have a secure fit, and give it a bit of a square with the old super glue activator. And Bob's your uncle, Billy's your Fanny's cousin's whatever, and yeah, it stuck really well. So yeah, so let's plod on and glue the rest of them. So there you go, everything's fitted, sort of, and yeah, it worked really well. The only thing I've got to put in is basically some bracing where my finger was just then, at the back and at the front, which basically puts the whole thing into the actual bottom of the fuselage, where it stays, hopefully. So yeah, there you go, those are the silver bracings. Everything's painted, everything's dry brushed, and yeah, those are the ammunition cans. I've got a couple of bits and pieces left on it, painting some silver, and that should be all done. So that's the guns fitted, and they do fit quite well, actually. I'm surprised. No, they do fit really, really well. But one thing you'll notice on this slide, sir, is the ammunition cans. Yes, it's a snug fit. So just be aware that make sure the guns are in the right place, or the ammunition boxes are in the right place. So yeah, it's as simple as that, but it is a very, very tight fit. Right, that's it for this video. As I explained before, I will put all the assembly stages together when the time is right. If I do it now and everything's sorted, it is going to go extremely wrong, because of the size of the kit. I'm constantly banging the wings, so if I'm banging the wings, then I just know that I'm going to bang the nose and it's all going to go to a pile of crap. So yeah, I shall do all of the assembly on another video, but the guns, the gun barrels and everything else fits really well. So fingers crossed you won't have any issues. So issue wise, that is it. From our sponsor,
Fuck you.